Which southern state best fits you, Kentucky or Tennessee? If you're trying to decide whether to live in Kentucky or live in Tennessee, then today's video is for you. In today's video, I'll be exploring the real differences between living in Kentucky and Tennessee. So let's dive in and find out which side of the border feels more like home to you. Welcome back. I'm Katie Skeen, a local realtor here in Louisville, Kentucky. And on my channel, we discuss all things related to living in and moving to Louisville, Kentucky. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the differences between living in Kentucky and living in Tennessee. So let's jump right in. The first topic I want to explore is the cost of living. Both Kentucky and Tennessee are known for their affordable cost of living. However, Kentucky has Tennessee be in the housing category and several others as well. But Kentucky is going to have much more affordable housing in comparison to Tennessee. Now, when we look at the states as a whole, I'm sure that Nashville is really hurting that average because the housing in Nashville is going to be significantly more expensive than the rest of the state. The average home price in Kentucky is $180,000, and they have reasonable rent rates at around $900 per month. Tennessee, on the other hand, is still relatively affordable. It has a slightly higher average home price of $220,000 and a median rent of $1,000 per month. So as you can see, Tennessee has a slightly higher housing cost, but still affordable in comparison to the rest of the United States. Let's take a look at our cost of living index scores for both of these places. I've decided to compare Louisville, Kentucky to Knoxville, Tennessee. You can see that their overall cost of living score is very similar. Louisville, Kentucky sits right at 89.7 and Knoxville, Tennessee is at 89.6. So the difference is only 1.1% less to live in Knoxville than Louisville. If you look at these other categories, you see that again, they're very similar. The large differences is going to lie within housing and transportation. Now, Knoxville, Tennessee is going to have more expensive housing than Louisville, but Louisville is going to have more expensive transportation. We've talked about this several times before in some of my other videos, but Louisville does have that higher than the national average transportation cost, and that's related to our taxes and maintenance for the vehicle, among other things as well. Now, one of the big differences when we talk about cost of living is the state income tax. This is something that Tennessee is very well known for. It's one of our only states that does not have a state income tax. So because Tennessee does not impose a state income tax on wages or salaries, this is going to be a significant benefit for individuals who earn, as they are not subject to this tax. So this is something to consider when living in Tennessee versus Kentucky. When you live in Kentucky, you are going to pay that state income tax, and that is going to impact your cost of living. Now, if we compare the two sales tax for these states, the Tennessee sales tax is 7%. That's a little bit higher. And then Kentucky's sales tax is 6%. So you can see they kind of balance out that with a higher sales tax, but still, I think probably there is a significant savings for most people in Tennessee as far as income tax goes. Of course, you're going to want to consult with your tax professional to look at your specific situation to see which state would be a better tax strategy for your finances. The second thing we want to look at is job opportunities. So if you're considering living in one of these places, what kind of jobs are out there for you? Kentucky has opportunities in manufacturing, agriculture, technology, and healthcare. Tennessee is going to be more known for its music and entertainment industry. It's also going to have a lot more tourism in the state with places like Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And Tennessee also has a lot of job opportunities in the healthcare industry as well. If we take a look at unemployment rates for both states, Kentucky actually has a slightly higher unemployment rate than Tennessee. Kentucky's unemployment rate sits right at 4.1% as of September 2023, and Tennessee has an unemployment rate of 3.2%. Both states are going to have job opportunities. Kentucky's unemployment rate is slightly higher than the national average, where Tennessee's is slightly lower. But it's just going to depend on your particular career goals and which place will have a better fit for you. Now, a lot of people will ask about the educational opportunities when considering whether to live in Kentucky or live in Tennessee. Now let's take a look at the education system in both states. Both are varied depending on which part of the state that you're located in. According to U.S. News and World Report, Kentucky is ranked 32nd in the United States for education, and Tennessee is ranked 33rd. So they're right there, neck and neck with each other in regards to public education. Now, of course, each area of the state and region is going to differ with its education. So it's always important to get a feel for the specific district that you're considering. Of course, for higher education, Kentucky is going to have University of Louisville, University of Kentucky, Western Kentucky University. These are some of our top universities. And then in Tennessee, people are seeking schools such as Vanderbilt and University of Tennessee. It really depends on your area of academic study as to which one of these universities would be the best fit for you. Another factor that we want to compare is the climate of each location. BestPlaces.net has a climate index, and that's what we're going to look at. Louisville, Kentucky gets a score of 7.3 out of 10, whereas Knoxville, Tennessee gets a score of 7.4 out of 10. Do you see the common theme here? So similar on these scores. Both have more mild climates in comparison to the north or further in the south. They're kind of right there in the middle of the United States. In Louisville, Kentucky, the summer temperatures tend to have highs around 87.6 degrees, where Knoxville, Tennessee is slightly higher at 88.1 degrees. Now in the wintertime, we have a little bit more variance. Louisville has winter lows around 25.5 degrees, and Tennessee has winter lows of 27.9 degrees. Louisville does get more snow than Knoxville at 8.7 inches of snow per year, whereas in Tennessee, they get an average of 5.8 inches of snow per year. So both of these places have very similar climates. I will say I have family that lives down in Tennessee, and it does seem that their winters are a little bit more mild than in comparison to up here in Louisville. We definitely get more snow than they do. So I know many times in the winter I've been down there walking around without a winter coat on, and I've been just fine down in Tennessee. I would love to hear from some of you. What do you think are the most important factors to consider when trying to decide if you're living in Kentucky or living in Tennessee? Maybe you've already made this choice and there was one particular factor that pushed you in one direction or the other. So go ahead and comment below and let us know where you ended up and why you chose to live there. I hope you found this video about living in Tennessee versus living in Kentucky to be helpful. If you're interested in more information about living in Kentucky, be sure to check out my video, The Best Places to Live in Kentucky. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.